and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Monday, April 7th. We begin with a flash flood watch that's in effect for Bartholomew County through tomorrow. First responders are worried the dam along Wolf Creek could fail. Crews are using pumps to try and ease pressure off the dam. People in this area have been told to be ready to evacuate. Bartholomew County Emergency Management says dozens of roads in the county remain closed. All county buildings are also shut down for today. Bartholomew County schools will have an e-learning day. Right now, 10 Indiana counties are still under a travel watch this morning because of flooded roads. That means only essential or emergency travel is recommended. On Indy's northwest side, 2 people are dead after a shooting near North Harding Street. It happened around 8 p.m. Authorities say when officers arrived, they found 3 people they described as males with gunshot wounds. Police did not give their ages. IMPD says 1 person died at the scene, another later died at a hospital. So far, there is no word on the 3rd victim's condition. Investigators on scene told us they believe a fight inside the home led to the gunfire. Also in Indianapolis, police say part of Southeastern Avenue right at Earhart and Sherman could be closed through the late afternoon hours as crews clean up a train derailment. The Indianapolis Fire Department says 6 train cars went off the tracks around 6:30 last night. IFD says cornstarch spilled from those cars, but they have confirmed it is not hazardous. CSX says it will bring in heavy equipment to clear the scene today. Protesters who gathered in Indianapolis and other cities over the weekend say they will continue to speak out against the policies of President Trump. Organizers say almost 5,000 people attended the Hands Off rally at the State House on Saturday. Hundreds of thousands were at around 1,400 similar rallies around the world. Some of those attending say their complaints are not about partisan politics.
A lot of issues that are galvanizing people. Teachers are angry, students are angry, parents are angry. These are impressive and scary times, and we need to take a stand and make sure that we're stepping up and standing up to the people who are doing the most bad.
The protests were organized by a coalition of civil rights organizations, veterans groups, labor unions, and LGBTQ+ advocates. To IT Made, if that stock sell-off has you concerned about the status of your retirement account or other investments, you are not alone. News 8's Kyla Russell reports.
Try to be patient and try to see the long-run view of hopefully the investments or hopefully the decisions you've made to be exposed to the market.
Associate professor at the IU Kelley School of Business, Andrew Butters, says that despite recent turmoil, the market is historically resilient. He advises not making any knee-jerk moves. That doesn't mean you shouldn't take precaution.
If you are exposed to a supply chain or exposed to a production network or business operations where you are grabbing products or grabbing materials from lots of different places, you are worried right now and you are reevaluating what that looks like now.
Some indie businesses are doing just that. When you sit down at the kitchen table each night and look around the living room, you may not know that pieces of your furniture could come from across the globe.
If we just take a couch, for instance, with the couch, there's going to be the fabric, there's going to be the framing, and then let alone if you have springs, any type of coiling, that type of stuff.
Michael Bledsoe helps run Furniture for Less on the east side of Indy. He tells me each of those couch parts could be sourced from overseas and imported to the U.S. before they land in your living room. About 40% of furniture sold in America is made in other countries, and the top exporters of furniture to the U.S. are China and Vietnam.
We locally source part of our products as well as we have stuff that's not only here inside of the U.S., outside of the U.S. as well.
As a global trade war brews, experts say those foreign product prices could skyrocket and the furniture industry could take a hit. But they're not alone. Butters tells me he believes Indiana-based auto plants and supply chain factories could be most impacted.
Especially given just the manufacturing and the trade-related industries that Indiana is the home to so many of.
Stellantis already said it's temporarily laying off 900 workers at its Kokomo facilities. And Butters says he wouldn't be surprised if we see moves like that from other Indiana facilities. Reporting here in Indianapolis, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Let's talk sports. The Pacers are working to stay hot as they took on one of the best in the West last night in Denver. Obi Toppin got the start for the injured Pascal Siakam last night, and he stepped up big with 22 points, including a dunk in the second quarter. Miles Turner led the way with 24 as they pulled off a big road win over the Nuggets 125-120. The Pacers will be back in action tomorrow to host the Washington Wizards. When it comes to the weather, freezing and flooding are the big concerns. Storm Track 8 says you can expect peaks of sun, drying out, and colder temperatures that will move in later tonight. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
So let's first talk about the foggy conditions that we do have. We do have a dense fog advisory in place until about 10 o'clock this morning across parts of the southern metro area, stretching into Columbus and Bloomington, Washington, Terre Haute as well. And the reason being, we have these foggy conditions out there. In Hamilton County, we look okay, maybe a little bit of cloud cover, but day breaking here. 32 degrees right now in Carmel. We're at 30 in Columbus. We've fallen to 28 in Richmond, and we're at 31 degrees right now in Lafayette. We've got plenty of flood warnings in place, including river flood warnings, but also flood warnings just in general for the high water that we have across much of the central and southern sections of the state. I don't think we're going to see any rain today. We are tracking a cold front that will sink farther southward. That will produce maybe a little bit more cloud cover into the afternoon and ramp our winds up as well. But I do think we're going to see some sunshine, at least for the first part of the day today. We'll get into the upper 40s at lunchtime, and then we're going to go with highs today into the mid 50s. Now, the winds do begin to switch out of the west and northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. They may gust at times near 20 and 25 miles per hour. Mid 50s expected across parts of central and southern Indiana, and then we'll stay into the 40s farther north. Later tonight, a freeze warning goes in place. We are talking about temperatures falling into the 20s statewide. We'll have much more on where our temperatures go from here in my 7-day forecast.
To get a peek at Tara's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blocks. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Monday, April 7th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.